Hi everyone, welcome back to English in 5 minutes. I'm Jane, and today we are talking about a chaotic situation that has definitely happened to all of us at least once, waking up late. You know the feeling, you open your eyes, look at the clock, and suddenly realize your alarm went off an hour ago. Your heart starts racing, and your peaceful morning instantly turns into a frantic, hurried mess. When you are rushing to get to school or work, you don't have time to think about grammar, but knowing the right daily English phrases will help you describe this crazy experience perfectly. In just 5 minutes, I'm going to teach you the most useful, simple, and natural vocabulary to talk about oversleeping and racing against the clock. Let's get moving before we miss our deadline. Our hurried morning story begins the exact moment you realize you made a huge mistake. Instead of using the long phrase, "I slept past the time I wanted to," native speakers use one simple word, oversleep. You can connect your thoughts naturally by saying, "My alarm didn't wake me up, so I completely overslept this morning." Because you overslept, you cannot enjoy a slow breakfast. Instead, you are now in a rush or running late. To show how chaotic the situation is, you can use the phrase frantic morning. A perfect sentence structure to use here is, "I had a totally frantic morning because I woke up 30 minutes after my shift started." Once you realize you are late, the frantic race around your house begins, and this is where great phrasal verbs come in handy. You don't walk to the bathroom, you dash or throw on your clothes. The phrasal verb throw on means to put on your clothes very quickly without thinking about style. You can transition smoothly by saying, "I didn't have time to choose an outfit, so I just threw on a t-shirt and jeans." If you don't have time to eat a sit-down meal, you can use the phrase grab a bite to eat on the go. For example, you can say, "I skipped making coffee and just grabbed a granola bar on the go as I ran out the door." Now, here is a surprising and slightly controversial tip that always shocks my friends. I actually only sleep for 4 hours a night when I have a big project, but I still manage to stay energized and get a perfect score on my tasks. Many people think sleeping less makes you completely useless the next day, but if I hit the ground running, I find that a short, deep sleep keeps my brain incredibly sharp for a frantic morning. What about you? How many hours of sleep do you actually need to still be a good student or a productive worker? Comment below and let me know if you think my 4-hour habit is a superpower or a total disaster. Coming back to our frantic morning, the final step is making your escape and arriving at your destination. When you are moving as fast as possible, you can say you are racing against the clock. To finish your story naturally, you can say, "I sprinted to the bus stop because I was racing against the clock to make it to my 9 a.m. meeting." If you arrived just a few seconds before the start time, you can use the classic phrase "just in the nick of time," which means at the very last possible moment. You can happily say, "The traffic was terrible, but I walked into the office just in the nick of time." See? Describing a frantic, hurried morning in English is incredibly easy when you use these common phrasal verbs and idioms. Let's do a very quick recap of our essential phrases today. Use oversleep when you sleep too late, throw on for putting on clothes quickly, on the go for eating while moving, and in the nick of time for arriving at the last second. Now, it's your turn to practice and join the debate. What is your chaotic morning routine like when you oversleep? Comment below using at least one phrase we learned today. If you enjoyed this fast-paced lesson, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to English in 5 minutes for more quick, practical daily English. Thanks for watching, try not to oversleep tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.